Hello, buddy. You happy to be in my lap? Good boy. Hi. Welcome to Tuesday. So the first thing is that today is worse than yesterday, for new and interesting reasons.
Sorry to hear that.
Brandon gave me a thumbs down. I did not sleep well last night. Despite having not had a lot of coughing, when I got to bed last night, and I went to bed on time, I went to bed when I was supposed to, despite having not really had a whole lot of coughing, when I got in bed last night and laid down, I learned to cough, and I don't know why, but that's when my coughing like really picked up in frequency, and I was like, cool, love that. So I laid there for a while, and Mal was there, and after a bit, I felt bad because I was like, I'm keeping Mal up, so I got up and went to go get some cough drops. Took some cough drops and I got back in bed and I was like, this will help. And it did help, but my issue was that like I couldn't fall asleep. And after a while, the coughing was still sort of happening. So I decided to just get up and go onto the stream couch in the loft. So I sat there and I was like, I'm just going to try and get tired because I'm really not tired. And I could not get tired. And I kept doing cough drops so I wouldn't cough. And I was awake until 6 a.m, which means that despite going to bed at like 12:30, I was up for an additional 5.5 hours because I just could not sleep. And it was very miserable. And the other thing that started last night was my nose started running. I have not had really a runny nose at all. And that started happening, and that was a pain. So right around 6 a.m, I was finally, my body all at once was like, oh, now you're extremely tired. And I went and got in bed and I fell asleep straight away. Cut to this morning. I wake up, it's time for breakfast stream, and my throat hurts so bad. It hurts so bad that I'm like, I can't even talk. Like it's painful it's certainly painful to like swallow, but it's painful to speak. And I told Mal, I was like, can you do breakfast stream on your own? And she's like, yeah. So you did.
I did.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You even like set everything up, and the only thing that sucked was that Mal did it and Twitch had a connection issue and the stream had to end early because like Twitch went down or something. It wasn't anything on our end, so I guess it was Twitch, but yeah, you got like 30 or 40 minutes into the stream and then like stream just died. Cool. So, but for your first solo breakfast stream, you did good. It's a shame that you didn't get to finish it.
It's fine.
Otherwise, I slept, and I'm up and moving now, but like, this is bad. The other thing that's new is I finally have the Paxlovid taste. It's I described it as moldy aluminum. It's the best way I can think of to describe it. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is like gross. And Brandon said that one of the ways you get rid of it is just like eating or drinking things to...
Well, not so much get rid of it, but
go
away for like 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah, like it'll come back, but at least you get some relief. I really think it's in the saliva, because like if you swallow because you're eating or drinking something, you have less saliva in your mouth. But I don't know. So yeah, it's gonna come back pretty quickly. It's not like that is a path to relief for an hour. I've also not deeply examined this because one of the things about me is that I don't have a good sense of
You
taste.
don't have the good sense of taste because of like a childhood event.
Yeah, well, event, like childhood disease.
Yeah.
Not like one day someone scraped my tongue off or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't taste so
I hate
good.
that.
I can't taste so good, and so I've never like seriously looked into this or researched it. But typically, like if I flush my mouth by drinking some water, I don't taste it as bad for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then it kind of comes back.
I mean, I just took my last one this morning, and that's kind of been my experience. It's like that. And I'll grab a Lifesaver, and then I'm good for as long as the Lifesaver lasts, and then like 20 minutes.
Yeah, like it comes back.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just kind of how your mouth will be.
For like 5 days.
Have fun.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's fine.
It is.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
No, it's not.
But it's just kind of like it tastes a little bit like if you haven't brushed your teeth in a while and you also ate something that leaves a strong taste or something, and it like has.
Worst when you wake up in the morning too.
Yeah, well, it was really strong then. It's a little better now. Anyway, that part's not ideal, but other than that, like things are going okay. I do say that things aren't as good as yesterday because my throat is so sore. But I'm back to not coughing a lot. It seems like all the coughing happened at night for whatever reason. So I'm just gonna try and like rest as much as I can. Get a little work done here and there. It's probably obvious, but we didn't stream Moon. There's no way I'm going to stream Starfield tomorrow. And just try and get better. Yep. I made soup. This is the soup I made. When you're sick, this is the soup you buy. And we did several years ago because it's been in the pantry for years. And today was the day that I was like, I need to consume this. I was having a conversation with Haley actually about this soup because she said when Alex is sick, this is also what he buys. She's like, unfortunately, sometimes he gets it, but then he doesn't eat it. So every time he's sick, he buys it. So the pantry just continues to accumulate the Lipton soup packets. And I was like, I kind of relate to that. That's a similar thing that happened to me in childhood and also in adulthood. We always had these on hand, though, in case we got sick. Today has been bad. It's been bad. Like, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm just like, my throat hurts. And I'm doing things to help it, but it's still not enough. And I've spent almost the entire day in bed. And even though I spent the entire day in bed, you would think that it would mean that I'm rested, but I'm not because I'm not sleeping well. Is he trying to figure out which one is the scratching post?
This one. It's always this one, bud. Get it?
We were saying that maybe to Kepler, it feels like there's just 5 scratching posts there.
I don't agree with that because every time he uses 4 of the 5, we're mad.
Maybe he just doesn't care. Like to him, he's like, whichever one I'm closest
he doesn't
to.
care and he wants food.
I feel like I just gave him food.
You did. Like
45 minutes ago, an hour ago?
It was about 2 hours ago. Actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give him more food. Anyway, if things have got to get better before I can get better. That was a dumb statement. Let me try that again. I need to not lay in bed all day with pain in order to like do things. Because if I sit down and I try to work on stuff, I don't do it very often or very much before I'm like, and then I'm like back in bed. So
you also, like, clearly you need to rest if you're in bed all day and have some kind of pain.
yeah.
So it's okay, but I understand it sucking.
Yeah, the thing that I hate is that I wish that, because I was in bed today I bet I was in bed for like 7 hours today. And of those 7 hours, I bet I slept 2. And like, that's awful because I'm waking up, maybe 2.5, because I'm waking up and I'm like tossing and turning. Sometimes I'll be stationary long enough to like fall asleep, but then I'm only asleep for a small amount of time. Then I wake up. I also have to pee a bunch. And that is in like phases where like sometimes they'll be like, oh, it's time, you have to pee every 10 minutes for 2 hours. And then that'll go away, and that won't happen again for like several more hours or the next day. Anyway, everything's gonna be better now because I have the Lipton soup. This vlog is not brought to you by Lipton, but I wish it were. They can reach out at any time. These are great because they're like 90 cents or something. They're extremely cheap. Okay, I'm gonna end the vlog here because I don't suspect anything else will happen. If it does, I'll include it, but I think I'm gonna eat soup, and then I'm gonna continue this vicious cycle of like being in the bed and sleeping, or watching TV, or trying to edit a vlog over the course of several hours. All right, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?